because I don't know if you all know, but we have the Ohio School for the Deaf. I know that a couple of you know that. We have the Ohio State School for the Blind here in Central Ohio. We also have Columbus Colony Housing in Westerville, right down the street, and that is subsidized housing for individuals who are deaf and deafblind, or deafblind, sorry. So we do have a large deafblind population here in Ohio, and educating people about that, but also increasing awareness has been a really successful part of what we've been doing. As I mentioned, we collaborated with the Columbus Zoo to hold the first ever Blind, Deaf, and Deafblind Accessibility Day last summer in June. We did deafblind simulations where people got to wear blindfolds and have earplugs, and then they had to do an activity with a partner. The partner had to communicate with that individual, but they couldn't use verbal cues and they couldn't use visual cues. So they had to help that work with that individual to create like a square out of jacks and straws. So using just, touch to communicate. And for a lot of people, that's like thinking way outside the box in order to find a new way to communicate with someone that they don't know necessarily how to communicate with. So that education initiative at the zoo was really beautiful. Bringing people together and exposing them to people who are not like them. Sometimes there's a fear in trying to communicate with someone who's different from you, and just bringing all of those people who were deaf, blind, and deafblind into a community venue and letting them see, oh yeah, these are just human beings just like the rest of us. They have the same kinds of feelings. They just have different life experiences, and just so creating that area for people to learn about others and to see the beauty in those individuals was super impactful for me. And then I feel like a huge success of our program. We also did a deafblind culture awareness training up in Cleveland, and it was for individuals who wanted to learn more about the deafblind culture, but also for community partners that serve the deafblind community, and just helping them learn, how do deafblind individuals want to improve services? So they learned straight from a panel of deafblind individuals, and we had the full spectrum of deafblindness, people who were, low vision and deaf, people who were hard of hearing and blind, and then the full spectrum in between there. And so they got to share their experiences with the services that they provided. So I think that those initiatives have been very, very positive. I think our need, probably, as many of you would have shared, was finances. We stretched our funding of $100,000 per year as far as we could go. We originally planned to serve 10 individuals, and we stretched that to serve 33 individuals. We've got a lot of people on our waiting list, and we've had to tell people, I'm sorry, we don't have any funding for you.